So you are obviously no stranger to tech. You have this iconic video game ages ago, but now you're helping Citizen launch its new Gen 2 CZ smartwatch. Can you tell us how you got involved with the brand and tell us a little bit about your work with the brand?
Sure. Well, they approached me when they had this second generation of CZ smartwatches coming, and got me set up with a beta of their new YouQ app, and I've been wearing it ever since. And it's just fascinating, all the information and all of feedback you get for your overall wellness. I've never actually worn anything that tracked my heart rate or my sleep schedule, but their app is super robust and tells you when you're at your peak in terms of physical performance, tells you when you might need a little wake up, and will do an alert check for you. And you can go to the app and do that. And I've been hooked on it. I mean, I wear it when I skate, and I've learned that my peak performance is midday. So that's when I try to get the most skating in, and then I obsess on all of the wellness feedback I get afterwards.
Yeah, awesome. And I had first got a look at this watch at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in January. I'm excited to get my hands on it to try it myself. But it's interesting that you said you had never previously worn any kind of like tracking wearable. So this is your first sort of experience with that. And tell us a little bit about what you like about it, and then more about how you incorporate this data into your sport.
Well, like I said, I like that it's tracking me throughout the day. Obviously, my sleep schedule and my heart rate, but it just gives you much more detailed information and allows you to plan ahead. I mean, literally hour by hour and into your future days. So I think that's what I enjoy most about it. And the idea that it is keeping tabs on me and knows if I'm starting to fade a little bit with my energy. And it gives, I mean, they were working with NASA to get task tests, and the idea that you're leaning on these experts to get this app that you can use as a consumer, that's affordable, is amazing to me. And I'm in on it, and I, like I said, I sit through the day and I look at, like, all right, when was my best sleep through the night? What was my heart rate when I was skating? And surprisingly, my heart rate, it stays the same.
Yeah, and I understand that it uses IBM Watson technology, which is super interesting. So we'll be excited to try it. And I mean, more generally, can you just walk us through what your wellness routine is like? It's super interesting to think about this, where I'm just an average person, but I enjoy fitness. But what do you do to stay at your best?
Well, I definitely, as I gotten older, I've been much more aware of my diet, my intake, and not indulging in anything too much. Trying to plan ahead with my activities, because when I was younger, I just kind of skated all day. I spent, every waking moment that I wasn't at school at the skate park or at the ramp. And nowadays I've got to plan ahead. I've got more obligations, and I'm just older. So there's a recovery element that I have to consider too.
Yeah. So maybe the technology can help you. Sorry for interrupting you. Optimize your training.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I mean, and I'm so thankful to live in this age of technology, because at my age, I mean, if this were 20 years ago and someone was my age trying to be a professional skateboarder, that was just not in the cards. That wasn't even something that you would consider. And I do think that because I have this technology at my fingertips, it's allowing me to do this, more at an age when people thought it'd be time to hang it up, or definitely not be doing it in public.
Yeah. Well, so then, sort of talking more about what you've been dealing with in life. And I know a lot of it has probably been this recovery from this traumatic injury you had just a little bit over a year ago. So can you kind of tell us how is your mindset with the overall recovery and returning to the X Games after injury?
Well, it's very disciplined. I had kind of a false start on my recovery. My bone never reconnected back to itself. So I was kind of dealing with 2 bones for about 7 months. And then it's called a non-union fracture. And then when I had it reset, I waited this time, and then finally waited for it to reconnect, and have been on the right recovery path ever since. But it's just been very disciplined. It's been challenging, to say the least, because there are things that I used to take for granted in skating, moves or techniques that I could do easily that do not come easily anymore. In fact, sometimes I'm spending all day just doing one trick that would not have been even a thought before. But I'm being diligent, and I'm pushing through those very difficult days to get to a place where I feel confident with my skating, and I feel like I'm worthy of the term professional skateboarder.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably got to be so frustrating that you have to just keep your morale up. I mean, I've definitely faced some setbacks due to injury and sickness, and definitely nothing like that, or on your level, but I can sort of relate. And I think all of us can sort of relate, having setbacks in life. So it's super inspiring to see you out there, and, this person that everyone already knows, and still pushing it and giving your all. It's so thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's really more about celebrating the small wins, and there are just little things that I think about. I go, oh, I can do that now. I couldn't do that 2 weeks ago. And they aren't the kind of things I would have been celebrating a year ago, but you got to take what you can get. And now I'm actually starting to explore some new tricks that have not been done before. So that's been really exciting. Because I'm starting to actually get to a point where it's like, oh, you are starting to become progressive again.
Awesome. So tell us now, going forward, looking forward, having been in skateboarding for so long, what are your sort of predictions or wishes for the future of skateboarding? And how does technology, since we're PCMag, we're always like looking for the tech angle, does technology play a role in that at all?
Well, I think technology has been the great connector and the great equalizer in skateboarding as of late, because it used to be when there was a new technique or a new move happening, you had to wait for a magazine to come out that covered it, or a video that come out that would be even a longer wait. And nowadays it happens instantaneously, and skating is so prolific that anyone anywhere can see what's happening and build upon that. And so we're seeing skate communities being developed in the most unlikely places, literally in remote parts of Africa, in Uganda, in Ethiopia, in Taiwan, in China, and the skating is alive and well, and it's here to stay. And I think that's probably the most exciting part about what we've seen in terms of skating growth, but also the technology being utilized to connect everyone.
Yeah, and we're in that era of TikTok. I understand you were involved in a TikTok commercial, which is super cool too. No, just the last question. So you wear the watch now when you're skating, when you're practicing, when you're doing your sport. Is that annoying? Is it annoying to wear a watch and to get used to that?
I don't even notice it.
You don't notice it?
No, because I got a sports band, and it's flexible, and I honestly I forget it's on.
And I guess it's probably good that it's durable, because if you were going to come down on that, then you don't want it to break. So
I would prefer that not happening. But I've been going hard with it for the last couple weeks, and no problem.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to PCMag.
Okay. Thank you.